Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. So, welcome to Eduins and welcome in this live session of CBSE Class 10. So, today we will cover the physics and chemistry part of the outside Delhi paper 2023. Okay? So, everyone, please join. Then we will start our lessons and the live class. And once again, welcome to Eduins. So, now, we are here once again and welcome to this live session. And also, a very good afternoon, everyone. So, let's start our lesson together. So, what is the first question for today? So, there is the first question. Metal oxides generally react with acids, but few oxides of metal also react with bases. Such metallic oxides are: 1 is magnesium oxide, 2 is zinc oxide, 3 is aluminium oxide, and 4 is calcium oxide. And in those options, 2 are correct, that are metallic oxides. So, option A is 1 and 2, that means magnesium oxide and zinc oxide. Option B is 2 and 3, that means zinc oxide and aluminium oxide. Option C is 3 and 4, that means aluminium oxide and calcium oxide. And option D is 1 and 4, that is magnesium oxide and calcium oxide. So, what will be the right answer? Focus. So, what will be the correct answer? Anyone from the comment section? Can anyone answer this? Focus, hello. How are you, Focus? How is your preparation? Okay, option 2 is the right answer. Okay. Okay. Some metal oxides like zinc oxide and aluminium oxides that has both acidic and basic behavior. That means it can react with acids and also reacts with bases. So, aluminium oxide and zinc oxide are the right answer. So, where we get the options? In the option B. So, this is the correct answer. And focus. Okay. Option B. Okay. Why not good? We don't have enough time, right? So we have to study hard. So option 2 and option B, 2 and 3 is the correct answer. So then what will be the next question? Few drops of aqueous solution of ammonium chloride are put on a universal indicator paper. The paper turns pink. Study the following table and choose the correct option. So, what will be the nature? Acidic, few drop of aqueous solution of ammonium chloride. So, the nature of the solution is acidic or basic. And then ammonium chloride is a salt of. weak acid and strong base, or weak acid and strong base, strong acid and weak base, and strong acid and strong base. So we have to study all of them. This nature is acidic, and weak acid and strong base is the reactant that can produce ammonium chloride, and range of pH is less than 7. And option D is basic nature. Weak acid and strong base is the reactants, and range of pH is more than 7. Option C is it is basic in nature. It is mixture of strong acid and weak base, and range of pH is less than 7. And option D is it is basic in nature and mixture of strong acid and strong base, and range of pH is 7. So what will be the correct answer? Why you don't know? So what will be the right answer? Anyone from the comment section? Anyone? So, at first we have to know the reaction and the reactants that can make the ammonium chloride. Okay, so what is this? HCl, and the other reactant is this reactants produce HCl and H2O and NH4Cl. So this is the ammonium chloride and the aqueous solution, because it is with the mixture of water. Okay, so few drops of aqueous solution of ammonium chloride. HCl is strong acid. And we also know that NH4OH, that means ammonium hydroxide, is a weak base. Okay, so we get strong acid and weak base. So option C, and it is, okay, this must be acidic. So this is acidic in nature, and less than 7 is the range of pH, because we know that less than pH, it means that will be acidic in nature, and for higher pH level, that will be a base. So this mixture has pH level in the range of 4.6 to 6. So that means the range of pH is less than 7. So option C is the right answer. Okay, clear? Okay. So, do you have any doubt, students? If you don't, then we have to go to the next question. Okay. Okay, now select the appropriate state symbols of the products given as X and Y in the following chemical equation by choosing the correct option from table given below. So, Zn, solid, Zn plus, zinc plus, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, liquid sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid must be in liquid state, is equal to ZnSO4 plus H2. So here is the X That means we have to know ZnSO4 is liquid or aqueous or solid or in gaseous state. Okay, and plus H2 is Y. So H2 must be gas or must be solid or must be liquid or must be aqueous. So what will be the X and Y from the given options? So at the first option we get that X is solid. That means ZnSO4 is solid and hydrogen is in liquid state. In the option B, that states that ZnSO4 is in aqueous solution and H2 is in gaseous state. And in the option C, ZnSO4 in aqueous solution, in the form of aqueous solution, and hydrogen is in the form of solid. And in the option D, ZnSO4 is in the form of solid and H2 in the state of aqueous. So now what will be the correct option for X and Y? So anyone? From you students, anyone? So what will be the answer? Okay. Anyone from the comment section or from you students? Anyone? So we know that metals reacts with acid and give salt and hydrogen gas. And this salt ZnSO4 is in aqueous form. So this is the mixture of water and ZnSO4. So this is in aqueous state and hydrogen is the gas. So this is in the gaseous form. So option B is the correct answer, where we get ZnSO4 is in aqueous solution and hydrogen as in gaseous state. So option B is the correct answer. So do you have any query or any doubt in this answer? So please do comment. So anyone? Okay, I think you don't have any query in this answer. Okay, so we have to go to the next question. Okay, so okay, now two salts X and Y are dissolved in water separately. When phenolphthalein is added to these two solutions, the solution X turns pink and the solution Y does not show any change in color. Therefore, X and Y are. So, option A is X is Na2CO3, that means sodium carbonate, and Y is ammonium chloride. In the option B, X is sodium sulfate and Y is NaHCO3, that means sodium bicarbonate. And in the option C, X is NH4Cl, that means ammonium chloride, and option Y and the Y is sodium sulfate. And in the option D, X is sodium nitrate and option D is sodium sulfate. Option Y is sodium sulfate. So in those options, what will be the correct answer? Do you know anyone from the comment section? So this is the chemistry part. So what will be the answer? Two salts X and Y are dissolved in the water separately. So phenolphthalein is added to these two solutions. So X, in the solution X, it turns pink and the solution Y does not show any change. So about the phenolphthalein, there will be the answer. So this is the tricky part. We have to understand about the nature of phenolphthalein when it turns into pink color and when it remain unchanged. So now, anyone? So about phenolphthalein is an indicator, you know that? So phenolphthalein is an indicator. Indicator, okay. When it reacts with basic, it turns into pink color, and with touch of acid, it will remain unchanged or colorless. So now the X is the basic in nature. So the X ingredient is the basic part. So what will be the basic part here? So Na2CO3. This is basic in nature. So after adding the phenolphthalein solution, each can be turned the phenolphthalein into the pink color. But at NH4Cl, this is not basic in nature. So this is kind of acid in nature. So this cannot change the color. So the option A is the correct answer. Okay. Sodium chloride, you know that sodium carbonate is the mixture of sodium hydroxide and carbonic acid. So this is basic in nature because NaOH is strong base, you know that. So this is the correct answer we get. Okay. Now, okay, now we have to go to the next question. A student wants to obtain an erect image. We have to focus on this term, erect image of an object using a concave lens. And we have to focus on this type of keywords, a concave mirror. So, concave mirror of 10 centimeter focal length. What will be the distance of the object from the mirror? Option A is less than 10 centimeter. Option B is 10 centimeter. Option C is between 10 centimeter and 20 centimeter. And option D is more than 20 centimeters. Okay. So, those four are the options. And you have to identify what will be the correct answer. And you have to nullify the others. So, what will be the correct answer? Anyone from you, students? So, we know that a concave mirror only create a erect image. Erect image only when, what will be the condition? When the object is placed between pole and focus. So we have to put the object between the pole and the focus, and we get that the focal length is 10. So about the and for this condition between pole and the focus, we have to take less than 10 centimeter. So option A is the correct answer because we have to put the objects less than 10 centimeter from the mirror. Then we can get the erect image. Or in the other hands, if we put this in between 10 and 20 or more than 20 centimeter or in the 10 centimeter, so at the 10 centimeter, we didn't get the erect image. Okay, so this will be the right answer, less than 10 centimeter. Okay, so now I think you don't have any query. Okay, this is the physics part and this is the optics part. We all know that. So this is a pure form of metallurgy. Bronze is an alloy of copper and zinc, aluminium and tin, copper, tin and zinc, and option D is copper and tin. So bronze is an alloy of. So what will be the correct answer? Please give the answer, students. तो कौन सा सही ऑप्शन है तुम्हें ही बताना पड़ेगा. So anyone? तो इसमें से कौन सा सही है? ओके, so we all know that bronze is an alloy of copper and tin. So option D will be the correct answer. Okay, so now the next question. Magnesium plus hydrochloric acid that produced magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas, and in the second reaction we get that sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid produced NaCl, that means salt, plus H2O, sodium chloride and water. So here is the options that states, in the option A that states 1 is a displacement reaction and 2 is a decomposition reaction, and in the option B 1 is a displacement reaction and 2 is double displacement reaction, and in the option C both 1 and 2 are displacement reactions, and in the option D both 1 and 2 are double displacement reactions. And so what will be the answer? I gave you the answer already. Okay, so B, 1 is displacement and 2 is the double displacement reaction. Do you know why 1 is displacement and 2 is the double displacement reaction? Anyone? From the comment section? So I think I have to solve this. So at the first reaction, magnesium plus 2HCl. Here we get that MgCl2 plus hydrogen. So magnesium is what? Magnesium can react faster. So magnesium can displace the place of the hydrogen. So it substitute hydrogen and then it produce that magnesium chloride, and there we get only the hydrogen gas. So this takes the place of hydrogen. Magnesium takes the place of hydrogen and produced magnesium chloride. So there is a single displacement there. Okay, single displacement. So this is a single displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. And so for the second, we get NaOH plus HCl, that makes NaCl plus H2O. So NaCl and H2O, Na and Cl. So here we get that Na take the place of hydrogen, and also this hydrogen took the place of sodium, and this will be an interchanging between the positions of sodium and hydrogen in this reaction. So there occurs two displacements, one for sodium and one for hydrogen. So this is a pure example of double displacement reaction. So we can tell that one is the single displacement reaction and the number two reaction is the double displacement. Okay, so this is an example of double displacement reaction. So that means option B is the correct answer. Okay, I will give you the answer, but I already gave the answer. So now for the second question. This is also a part of chemistry, and now we get a question from the physics part. In the following diagram showing dispersion of white light by a glass prism, the color P and Q respectively are red and violet, violet and red, red and blue, orange and green. So I have to draw it clearly for you so you can see it properly. Okay, this is the prism and this is the white light. Okay, now okay, so now white color. Okay, so this is the first angle of deviation, and for this is the angle of deviation, and this is P, this ray is P and this ray is marked as Q. So what will be the color P and Q? So option A is red and violet. That means this is red and this is violet. And for option B, this is violet, this is red, and for option C, red and blue. That means this is red and this is blue. And for option D, this is orange and this is green. So what will be the correct answer? What will be the color of P and Q respectively? Soumya Singhania. Hello Soumya. So what about you? How are you and how is your preparation for the board exam? Can you answer this question? Please do answer in the comment section. So now, what will be the correct answer? So this is the example of dispersion, and we know that the natural example of dispersion is rainbow. We all know that, right? So here in the prism, that is a transparent medium, and in the vacuum, white light has the same velocity. Every light, every ray present in the white light have the same velocities. So they do not disperse. But in the transparent medium, there occur dispersion because there is the velocity difference in the rays. So the maximum velocity observed for red light. Okay, red. And for minimum velocity, we know which ray has the minimum velocity. That must be violet. So here we got that violet has the maximum dispersion angle. So it dispersed maximum, but red color has the maximum velocity range. So the dispersion occurred in red light is the minimum from all of the rays. So we got that dispersion. There is more angle of deviation, that means more dispersion. So this must be the violet light or violet ray, or that must be red because this has the minimum deviation angle. Okay, so the option P is violet and option Q is red. So option B has the same options that states violet and red. So the option B is the correct option for this question. Okay, okay. Do you have any query about dispersion? Okay, I think no one has any query. So the magnetic field inside a long straight current carrying solenoid is 0, decreases as we move towards its end, increases as we move towards its ends, or is same at all points. So it's all about the magnetic field inside a long straight current carrying solenoid. So what will be the correct option that states the correct assertion about this statement? Anyone? Anyone? So we know that magnetic field of a solenoid magnetic field of solenoid is uniform everywhere. Uniform magnetic field. So solenoid has the uniform magnetic field. And the magnetic fields is straight and parallel to each other. So we know this about the solenoid. We all know this, right? So in the option D, that states the magnetic field is same at all points. Okay, when we get the uniform magnetic field, that means this is same at all points. So this is the correct statement about the solenoid. So option D is the correct answer. Okay. So okay, now so students, I think you don't have any queries. So in human eye, the part which allows light to enter into the eye is retina, pupil, eyelids, and cornea. This is must be in the optics part, and this is also from the biology part. So this is mixture part. Okay, you know that. So what will be the right answer? So what will be the right answer? Anyone? Okay. Pupil is the right answer. We know that. Why pupil is the right answer? The iris controls the size of pupil, and this control the light entering time and amount of the light entering to the eye. So the eye part, human eye part that allows light to enter into the eye is pupil. Okay, so option B, pupil, is the correct answer. Okay, so now for the next question. Okay, Shomesh. Okay, Shomesh. So B is the correct answer. Well done. Very good. So there is an assertion. So what is the assertion? It is advised that while diluting an acid, one should add water to acid and not acid to water, keeping the solution continuously stirred. Reason? The process of dissolving an acid into water is highly exothermic. So, what will be the statements and the options? Option A, that states both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of the assertion A. Option B is both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of option A. Option C is assertion is true but reason is false, and option D is assertion is false but reason is true. So what will be the answer? Anyone from the comment section? Shomesh, Focus, Soumya, anyone? Okay, Shomesh. Okay, option D. Okay, I got your answer. I've got. Okay. So option D. Okay. Obviously, assertion is false, but reason is true. Cause? What is the cause of it? Because it is not advised that while diluting an acid, one should add water to acid. No one ever gives this kind of advice, okay, in the chemistry lab. So, what we do? We add acid to water, keeping the solution continuously stirred. No, the process of dissolving an acid into water is highly exothermic. This is exactly the correct reason. But this assertion is not true because we don't do that. It is advised that acid to water, we have to pour acid to water to dilute the acid. Okay, so option D is the correct answer, and Shomesh, very good, well done, keep it up. Okay, now the second assertion. Melting point and boiling point of ethanol are lower than that of sodium chloride. Reason? The forces of attraction between the molecules of ionic compound are very strong. So option A is both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion A. Option B is both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Option C is assertion is true but reason is false, and option D is assertion is false but reason is true. So what will be the correct answer? Shomesh, Focus, Soumya. So what will be the correct answer? Okay, option A. Very good, Shomesh. Okay, option A. Option A is the correct answer because melting point and boiling point of ethanol are lower than sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. This is NaCl. NaCl produced by ionic bond, making an ionic bond, and this bond, ionic bond, is very strong bond. But when we had the covalent bond, that is very weak. And that's the bond is made by van der Waals weak force. So NaCl has the greater melting point and boiling point. That means higher melting and boiling point. So option A is the correct answer. Both assertion and reason are true. And reason is the correct explanation of assertion A. Okay. So now for the next question. Very good, Shomesh. You gave all the correct answers. Okay. So now state whether the given chemical reaction is a redox reaction or not. Justify your answer. So what is redox reaction? The reaction that both have reduction and oxidation reaction. Both are in simultaneously. Okay. So now what will be the answer? Anyone? So for our syllabus, we know that if any substance lose hydrogen, that means that there occur oxidation reaction. Or if the substance or the reactant loses oxygen, that means there occur reduction reaction. And these in those reactants, okay, so MnO2 plus 4HCl that makes MnCl2 plus 2H2 and fluorine Cl2. So here we got that a 4HCl there H loses electron, so loses hydrogen. Chlorine loses hydrogen. So this is the example of oxidation reaction. So there occur oxidation reaction. And MnO2, there we got that MnO2, manganese loses oxygen to form this MnCl2. So this is the example of reduction reaction. So there occur both reduction and oxidation reaction together, or in the simultaneous, or we can say that simultaneously there occur reduction and oxidation reaction. So this is a pure example of redox reaction. So this is redox reaction, and we gave the justification properly. So this will be the answer. Okay. Okay. Is this clear to all of you? Okay, I think we don't have any doubt about it. Okay, so we have to go to the second question. Okay. Let the resistance of an electrical device remain constant while the potential difference across its two ends, okay, remain constant, while the potential difference across its two ends decreases to 1/4 of its initial value. What change will occur in the current through it? State the law which helps us solving the above stated question. Anyone can state the law? Which law helps us in solving the above stated question? Anyone? This is an easy question. So anyone? So we have to start the answer with the second part of the question. So, now state the law which helps us in solving the above question. So, Ohm's law. And the statement of Ohm's law, we know the representation V is equal to I here. So, here V is the potential difference. R is the resistance and I is the current flow. So the current flow and the potential difference are in the proportional reaction, simple proportional. So here we get that V is equal to IR and R is the resistance and this is the constant. So now let the resistance of an electron device remain constant. So R will remain constant. Okay, R will remain constant. Now, while the potential difference across its two ends decreased 1/4 of its initial value. So, the initial value of V1 is V. Okay, say the initial potential difference is V and now the final potential difference becomes V by 4. That means 1/4 of its initial value. So V by 4. Now R remains constant. So now what change will occur in the current through it for I1? So for V1 there I1 R. So R is the constant here. So there will be no change for it. So V1 is equal to I1 R. Now for V2 we get I2R. So we have to know the answer of I2. So we have to find the answer of I2. So V2 I2R. So V2 means V by 4. Then I2 R is the constant here. So what will be the value of R? So I2 is equal to V by 4R. I2 is equal to V by 4R and I1 is equal to V by R. So I2 is equal to V by R and I2 is equal to V by R. So here we have to put the value of I1, that means V by R. So this is the I1, so I1 by 4. So the current also be 1/4 of its initial value. You got the answer? Okay. Okay. So the answer is 1/4 of its initial current flow. Okay. Okay, Shomesh. Exactly. Ohm's law. Okay. Okay. So, a light ray enters from medium A to medium B as shown in the figure. So, the first question is, which one of the two media is denser with respect to the other medium? Just justify your answer. So, for the first question, here we got this figure. This is the normal to this plane. Okay. So, this is medium A and this is medium B. So, when the light incident on these points, this goes through this path. Okay. Now, we have to understand first which media is denser. So, the light ray moving towards the normal. Light ray moving towards the normal. Okay. When does it happen? When the media is denser than the media where from the light came. So, A media is less denser. So, the denser medium is the B medium. So, B medium is the denser medium because the ray moves towards the normal. So, and the next question, if the speed of light in medium A is VA and in medium B is VB, what is the refractive index of B with respect to A? Okay, so the refractive index of B with respect to A. That means refractive index of B with respect to A. We know the formula. A mu B is equal to mu B by mu A. That means refractive index of media B by refractive index of medium A. So now we got the velocities. Okay. So now we know that mu B, that means C by VB and mu A is equal to C by VA. So we have to put this in this equation. So mu B means C by VB and this is C by VA. So VA by VB. Okay. VA by VB. So we know that mu B is greater than mu A. Okay. Right. Mu B is greater than mu A. So A mu B is greater than 1. Mu B is greater than 1. So VA by VB. So VB is greater than V1. VA. So that's how we can get the answer. Okay. So this is the answer. The other question. A ray of light starting from diamond is incident on the interface separating diamond and water. Draw a labeled ray diagram to show the refraction of light in this case. Okay, so a ray of light starting from diamond is incident on the interface separating diamond and water. So this is the interface that separates diamond and water. So we know that diamond is the denser medium here. Okay. So now a ray incident on an angle I. Okay. So we know that from denser medium, when the light started from the denser medium and goes to the rarer medium, there occur the ray moves against to the normal. So the ray must be going through this path. So this is the angle of refraction R. Okay, I is less than R. Okay, we got this from this diagram. So the refracted ray going through this path. Okay. So now the second question is, absolute refractive indices of diamond and water are 2.42 and 1.33 respectively. Find the value of refractive index water with respect to diamond. That means water with respect to diamond. So refractive index of water with respect to diamond, that means mu of refractive index of water with respect to diamond. And we know the absolute refractive indices. So the refractive indices of water is 2.42, 1.33 and diamond is 2.42. So we get this 133 by 2.242. Okay. So we have to calculate this and we got the answer. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay. So for today, that's all for today. Okay. So bye for today. And we will meet again for the next live session and at the next live session. Okay. So bye for today and be prepared for your board examination and best of luck, you students. So now have a pleasant afternoon, everyone. Okay, bye.